Hi everyone, well today we're going to be making either sausage rolls or sausage meat plait. Okay, so you can decide. So the recipe is in the school recipe book, either on page 29 for the sausage meat plait, or for the sausage rolls it's on page 30, okay, of your school recipe book. They're very similar ingredients. For sausage rolls, all you need is a packet of puff pastry, like this one here, and a packet of sausage meat. So I bought this Tesco one. You can go to the butcher's and get some fresh sausage meat from the butcher's, whatever you decide to do, but it's the sausage meat that you need. You could also add chopped onion to a sausage meat plait and some chopped fresh tomatoes if you wanted to, but I'm just going to use the two basic ingredients. Okay, you will also need some egg to glaze the top of your sausage rolls or sausage meat plait, and you will need some flour, okay, to flour your work surface. Alright, so make sure then that you've removed all your jewellery, you've got a clean apron on, your hair is tied back if you've got long hair, and you've got a clean work surface. So I've already sprayed my work surface with some antibacterial spray and got everything prepared. I've preheated my oven to gas mark 6 or 200 degrees. And I prepared my baking tray. So I've got a baking tray with some greaseproof paper on there as well. So that's all ready. Now remember, you are using raw meat with this. So you've got to remember your hygiene and safety rules of cross-contamination. Once you have started to handle your raw meat, do not then start touching everywhere around your area with raw meat on your hands. Okay, so it's really important to think about and consider cross-contamination rules. Okay, so we're going to be using the sausage meat last. All right. Okay, so I'm just going to put the sausage meat to one side first of all. First thing we're going to prepare is the pastry. Okay, now you may buy the pastry already rolled out, like this one, because this is the only one I could buy in the shop at the time, or you may buy the pastry that needs rolling out. Okay, this one, if it's already rolled out, really easy. Remove it from the packet. Make sure you are throwing away any rubbish, so you've got a clean work area and you are adopting the rule clean as you go. Okay. Right, let me just put the camera down so you can see what I'm doing when making these. Alright, so the pastry then. Ready rolled pastry. It's been kept in the fridge. So you just need to unroll it like so. If you've got pastry that needs rolling out, okay, make sure that you flour your work surface with a little bit of flour, okay, so it doesn't stick. You will then place the pastry on top of the flour and you will roll it out using a rolling pin, and you want to roll it out to about the same length of your rolling pin, okay, and then at least half the width of your rolling pin if you're having to roll out your pastry. With this ready rolled pastry, I can just place it straight onto the flour that I've put onto my work surface. Again, removing any rubbish straight into the bin. Okay, so there's my pastry. Like I say, if you're rolling it out, make sure you are rolling to the same length of your rolling pin and at least half the width of the rolling pin. Okay, right, once you've done that, you can just place that to one side. You're then going to handle the sausage meat. Okay, you will need some flour on your work surface again, because the sausage meat will be quite sticky, so make sure you put some flour onto your work surface. You can then remove the sausage meat from whatever packet it's in and place it onto the floured surface. So I'm going to show you how to do the sausage meat plait, okay? For the sausage rolls, you may have already made these in year 7 or 8. So you should be familiar with making sausage rolls already, and refer to the method on page 30 of your recipe book. So this is for the sausage meat plait, okay? All right, so I'm just going to roll that sausage meat in the flour, and I'm going to put some flour on my hands because, like I say, it can be very sticky. I'm then going to roll this sausage meat using my hands to a big long sausage, so it's the same size as the pastry, okay? You want it the same length as your pastry. All right. So make sure it's all even all along the big long sausage itself, okay? All right, so once you've done that, bring back your pastry, place it onto the floured work surface, and then place the sausage in the centre of your pastry, okay? Right, now using a round bladed knife, so just a normal knife like so, you don't want a sharp knife, just a normal butter knife, you're going to score and cut through the pastry each side of the sausage meat, okay? And then exactly the same size, so it's in line like so. Now we're using puff pastry because we want that really nice, crisp, light, flaky texture to the pastry. Puff pastry is lots and lots of layers of dough and fat. And when it's baked, the air and the water in the pastry expands and puffs up the separate layers so they're apart from each other. And that's when you get that crisp, light, flaky pastry. All right, so I've just cut at the sides of the filling into strips, okay? I'm then just going to use some egg and a pastry brush just to brush along the pastry, okay? So that's going to help it stick. And then with these strips, I'm going to lay the strips over the mixture from alternate sides, okay? So we're going to go across like so, and across like that. And then with this one, I'm going to go across, across. So we're getting sort of a plait formation. Keeping it nice and tight. Try and avoid any gaps if you can. And across again, and across. So we're getting this really nice plait effect on the top of the pastry. We'll tidy all the ends up once we've finished, okay? Right, just going to trim the ends to make that nice and neat and tidy. Trim that end. And then you should have a plait effect on the top of your pastry like that. Alright, like that then goes onto a baking tray. I'm using baking paper so it doesn't stick, so that goes onto your baking tray. And then using the same egg with a pastry brush, I'm going to brush the top of the pastry to give it a nice shine and to help with the colour as it bakes in the oven. Now the sausage meat plait, because I've not cut it up, needs to be cooked for about 30 to 40 minutes, okay, in the oven. If you're doing sausage rolls, you would have cut those up into smaller pieces and it'll probably only take about 20 to 25 minutes. Alright, so this now needs to go into the oven. Before I do that, because I've got sausage meat onto my hands, and to make sure I give my hands a good wash, I do not want to be touching the handle of the oven with sausage meat on my hands. Okay. Alright, so this now then can go into the oven. Remember, always use oven gloves when putting food into the oven and obviously when taking food out of the oven. Never use oven gloves that are wet, so check that they are good quality oven gloves, no holes in them, and they are completely dry. So my oven's been preheated then for about 15 minutes now. Gas mark 6, 200 degrees, and this is going to go in for about half an hour. So I'll see you back here in 30 minutes time.